The future disappeared quietly, one transfer at a time, until I realized she hadn't just been cheating on me. She'd been spending our tomorrow while I slept beside her. My name is Mark. I was 41 years old, working as a systems engineer in Raleigh, North Carolina, when everything finally made sense. My wife, Claire, and I had been married for 12 years. Together for 15. Long enough that us felt permanent. Long enough that I never imagined I'd be auditing my own marriage like a failed project. The months before the truth surfaced weren't dramatic. That's what still unsettles me. There were no explosive fights. No obvious secrets. Just a gradual thinning of something essential. She stopped asking about my day. Not abruptly, just fewer follow-up questions. She stopped arguing too. When disagreements came up, she'd smile and say, "It's fine," in a tone that ended conversations instead of resolving them. Silence replaced intimacy. Routine replaced curiosity. She handled the finances. We'd agreed on that years earlier when my work schedule became unpredictable. I trusted her. I had no reason not to. Until the night I logged into our retirement account by accident. I was checking an email when I noticed a notification. Recent activity summary available. I clicked out of reflex. The balance didn't look right. At first, I assumed I'd misread it. Numbers blur when you're tired. I refreshed the page. Checked the date range. Pulled up the transaction history. There it was. Multiple withdrawals. Large ones. Spread out over months. Carefully timed. Carefully disguised. Our future, college savings, retirement, the cushion we'd spent years building, had been draining slowly, quietly. I didn't confront her right away. I needed to understand what kind of betrayal this was. Over the next week, I paid closer attention. Her phone never left her side. She took calls outside. Texted late at night, the screen lighting up her face while she smiled faintly at something I wasn't part of. One evening, I asked casually, "How's work been?" "Busy," she said, without looking up. "With who?" I asked. She paused. "Just people." That answer told me everything. The reveal came on a Sunday morning. We were sitting at the kitchen table, coffee between us, sunlight pouring and like nothing was wrong. I slid my laptop across to her. "What's this?" I asked. She stared at the screen. Didn't pretend. Didn't act confused. Her shoulders dropped. "I didn't think you'd notice," she said. "Where did the money go?" I asked, my voice steady in a way that surprised me. She hesitated, then said, "I needed it." "For what?" "For him." There it was. Not just cheating. Investment. Commitment. Planning. "How long?" I asked. "Almost a year." A year. Of dinners. Of trips. Of a second life funded by the one I was building. "Did you ever plan to tell me?" I asked. She shook her head slowly. "You were convenient. You kept things stable. I didn't want to lose that." I felt something break then, not loudly, but completely. "And my feelings?" I asked. She met my eyes, calm and distant. "Your feelings don't matter to me the way you want them to. No apology. No shame. Just honesty without mercy." I slept on the couch that night, staring at the ceiling, replaying every moment I'd mistaken peace for partnership. Every time I'd accepted silence because it felt easier than pushing. The emotional collapse didn't come as tears. It came as emptiness. I realized I didn't know who I was without the role I'd been playing, the provider, the understanding husband, the one who absorbed discomfort, so she didn't have to. The turning point came quietly. I stopped asking questions. Stopped explaining how hurt I was. Stopped trying to be understood by someone who had already decided I wasn't worth protecting. Instead, I met with a lawyer. Then a financial advisor. I documented everything. Calmly. Thoroughly. When I told her I wanted a separation, she looked surprised. "I thought you'd fight harder," she said. "I'm done competing with someone who's spent our future," I replied. The separation wasn't dramatic. I moved into a small apartment near my office. Took only what I needed. She stayed in the house, surrounded by furniture we'd chosen together, now paid for with trust she'd already spent. Friends asked what happened. I didn't give details. I said the truth simply. She made choices I can't live with. The divorce process was slow, painful in administrative ways. But emotionally, I felt lighter with every document signed. Her relationship didn't last. The man she'd funded disappeared when the money stopped. Turns out commitment feels different when it's no longer subsidized. She reached out months later. I didn't realize how much I'd lose, she said. I believed her. And it didn't change my answer. You didn't lose everything, I said. You lost access to me. Today, my life is smaller, but it's honest. My savings are rebuilding. My mornings are quieter. My trust is no longer handed out by default. Here's what I learned, and what I want anyone listening to understand. Betrayal isn't always about sex. Sometimes it's about theft of money, of time, of the future you thought you were building together. And the most powerful response isn't revenge. It's withdrawal. Walking away without screaming, without begging, without explaining your worth to someone who already decided to spend it. She took our future. I took myself back. And that was enough to begin again.